Okay, y'all, so I'm about to record a video, but I need to do my makeup, so I figured I would come in and do a little vloggy vlog, or just kind of catch up on where I am in life. At our church, if you guys didn't know, I attend Transformation Church. I also work there as a communications director, do a number of things, but during this time, at the start of every year, we do a thing called 21 days of prayer and fasting. And it's such a beautiful time and pivotal time, because we get a lot of answers for what we're doing and how we're moving forward and all the things at the start of the year. And it's really beautiful corporately, but also individually. And I will say this has probably been the most dynamic and impactful time of prayer and fasting for me, because sometimes, well, one, I work at church, and so oftentimes if I want to get my word, or I really want to lock in on what is being said, I have to watch the replay, because I am actively working during church, and it's often hard to get what we need because we are serving. And so sometimes it causes me to miss certain things, but that's just a part of ministry. That's the cost of ministry. It's okay. I say all that to say that if I'm not intentional about those replays and going back and getting those words, sometimes I can miss what the Lord is trying to speak. And I believe that the Lord is always speaking. That's one thing I believe. And he's always speaking to me. And that's not like a faith statement, but he really is. And I am so grateful for that. With that being said, normally it's pretty challenging with 21 days of prayer and fasting, even as a parent, and you're working and you're trying to pray and consecrate yourself and all the things. And it's hard, but this year has been a very good year. We did something different where we did 6 a.m. prayer and also evening prayer. And I got more support online where I lead the online engagement team. And so it has been great and beautiful. And I have been intentional about spending time with the Lord, even if it's outside of my normal schedule, because I'm desperate for answers. Let's be very clear. I am desperate for answers. There are just some things that I've experienced way too long. I'm tired of it. There are some things that I just need answers on. And I'm like, Lord, please hear the cry of your dear servant. And I believe that he's doing it. And today was very special. Because I was like, okay, today's topic is, we have a different theme and topic every day, but it was wisdom and insight. And the devotional was so good. If you're watching this and you're like interested in devotionals and like this time, 21 days of prayer and fasting, just text fasting to 828282 and you'll get connected and get resources. But anyway, so did a devotional. Devotional was so good because it talked about the difference between wisdom and insight. And I realized what I was lacking was insight, right? So sometimes we can ask the Lord for wisdom, and we do. We ask the Lord for wisdom. We ask him for clarity. We ask him X, Y, and Z. But insight is having the perspective of heaven. It's having God's perspective concerning your situation. And I realized that, oh, I was in my flesh. I was leaning into my own understanding about the things that I have been experiencing and going through. And I chalked it up as one thing. Got mad, got offended, got all the different things. When I never really sought out God's insight and God's perspective concerning my particular situation. And that's why I erred. But guess what? God doesn't condemn us, right? He's excited that we're getting understanding. That's why we come to the time of prayer. That's why we join corporately, because we get inspiration and words of encouragement from other believers who are doing this alongside you. And that has been my biggest win. So I say all that to say, today I asked the Lord a very specific question. Honestly, I got a vision of me talking to someone, because I often see them. I often see them in the mornings, and we happen to work at the same place. And I just like, okay, they're in their parent role right now, so I don't want to interrupt what they're doing. Let them be a parent. I'm not going to mix work and, personal time. Mix those together, right? So, but I said, Lord, if I see this person today, I'm going to ask them this follow-up question. that I've been holding for about a year, because so much has happened, and honestly there was never a time or place, and I was quite honestly scared to ask the question. But I said, if I see them today, I'm asking the question. Y'all, do you know, now mind you, I'm trying to get my kids to get out on time, because if I get out on time, I can drop them both off in the car line and I don't have to get out. I do not enjoy getting out in the morning to go drop off my youngest. So his sister will take him to the cafeteria or whatever, and their teacher picks him up. Well, when we're late, I get to drop off my daughter, my oldest, and then me and my youngest, I go inside to take him. Well, we were late today, and it worked out, because when I went into the car line, guess who was behind me? The person that I wanted to talk to. And I was like, Lord, if this is really happening. And I know some of y'all like, what's the big deal about asking somebody a question? I believe it or not, as much confidence as I have, I also have dealt with a lot of timidity. And sometimes I can deal with that timidity and being shy about certain things, not wanting to bother people, and all the different things. Say all that to say, I saw the person. So I'm like, well, I guess this works out, because I have to go inside of the school, and I didn't know if they need to go inside. So I'm like, if they don't have to go inside, then I won't actually see them. Well, I see them parking as I am parking on the other side of the school. And we have younger children that go to the same side of the school. So I was like, okay, bet. Saw them parking, and I was like, I'm gonna go take my child. I'm gonna do everything regular, God. I'm not gonna force this. So it's like, I'm not gonna force this. Anyway, I come back down, took Levi, came back out, and who do I see? I waved to the person, and I was like, so I'm like, Lord, my heart is racing, because I'm scared. That timidity showed up, and I had the opportunity to be courageous and bold, and I was about to say, you know what, that's too much. But the way I just felt like, Kiara, you've literally gotten to this point. Go walk over there and ask them, can you talk to them after they finish being a parent, you know, doing their parenting role this morning. So that's what I did. I was like, hey, when you're done dropping off so-and-so, can we chat? And they're like, yeah. So I pulled my car back around so that whenever they came out, they could easily see me and we could talk. So I was like, hey, we can walk and talk. I'll go over to your car. And then I followed up on a question that I had since last year. And y'all, when I tell you the clarity and the things I was looking for, or just like direction, some sort of direction, I got that this morning, and I was just so grateful. One, nobody has to stop and talk to you. But two, like, the Lord would give me, hey, this is what you should do if this happens. He gives me this vision, and he answers so quickly. And I personally was not so used to God answering so quickly in this season, because I've been in an extended season of a really challenging season. So I was just like, Lord, do you see me? But it was very certain that I'm very certain that he saw me, he heard me, he gave me the vision, he ordered my steps, and boom, got the clarity that I was looking for. And now it's up to me to follow up on those things. I say all that to say that this really encouraged my faith, and this is what I needed. Like, if I was just fasting just to get that answer, just to get that boldness to do a thing that I have been scared to do for a year, I feel like it was a perfect time. It just worked out, and I'm simply grateful. And my encouragement to you is to do the thing that makes your heart palpitate. That you are like, absolutely not, I don't think I could do it. But in reality, you really can, and you're gonna be so happy that you did. And honestly, it's just the first step, because there's so many more steps to it. But it starts off with you being bold and having faith, praying, asking the Lord to intervene, to order your steps, and he does it. And I can't say that he always does it like this. He doesn't. He's sovereign. God can answer however he wants, and in the timing. I just believe timing is so important. And so I think because of that transpired. And I just really hope that encouraged your faith today, to believe, to ask God for the things that you may have been scared to ask. But it can happen. It can happen for you. And I'm in faith with you, and I pray the best for you. and that you get the faith boost that you needed, because hey, sometimes we got to make decisions, we got to move, we're wondering, we feel stuck, and we don't have to feel stuck when we seek God first, right? Seek the kingdom first and all of his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto us. That is the word, Matthew 6:33. So I pray this was a blessing to you as I sat here and did my makeup. But yeah, I love y'all. Love y'all so much. And I just look forward to sharing more encouragement, more things that the Lord just gives me. And I just believe that it's too good to keep to myself. Too good to keep to myself. So I won't. Okay? Alright, y'all. This is Kiara. Looking for my lipstick and lip gloss. And I'm signing out. Y'all have a good one. Bye.